Hi, I'm Dino Tripodis. The Columbus Comedy Festival is back for year 2. And one of the headliners at said festival joins us tonight, Henry Allen, on Whiskey Business. Hi, I'm Dino Tripodis. Welcome to Whiskey Business, the podcast not so much about whiskey as it is one with whiskey.
With whiskey.
Joined this evening by Greg Hansberry, John Whitney, Chip Cosell. Out this week.
Yeah,
What's Chip doing?
I think he's driving something. He's doing something.
He's doing something, but he might pop in later.
Yeah.
And our guest, Henry Allen, who has been on the podcast before.
Yes, thank you for having me back.
And nice to have you back. And we ran into each other at the BP.
Yeah, I saw you, not to blow up your spot, but I saw a guy buying a couple packs of cigs.
Yep.
Okay.
And I said, this guy, the gait on this guy, the way he was standing, I'm like,
That tracks.
he knows show business. And then he turned around. I was like, oh shit, Dino, what's up?
No, yeah, man. What's up?
Yeah, you live very close to me. I was like a 4-minute drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're neighbors.
BP's my go-to. I've known those guys in there for years.
There was a time there because at first they always called me, what did they call me? The guy would always say buddy.
Now it's boss.
Oh,
call
he
you
did it
boss?
to you too?
He calls you boss?
I mean, it was buddy for the longest time, but then he just recently turned over to boss.
Boss. Recently, I've always been boss.
Okay, so
Welcome to the boss, man.
know, it
You're a
feels
boss.
good.
You've elevated the boss.
he never laid buddy on you.
No.
He's too old for Buddy.
Yeah.
No.
You've been in this house for 30 years, too.
25. 25. Don't exaggerate.
Okay, all right, 25.
But no, it's always
Hyperbole.
been boss, and depending on who's working, if I go in the daytime, it's the owner who calls me boss. I do get called buddy by the other little guy, Hossein, who likes to.
You're on a first name basis.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I establish relationships in my.
Oh, I'm in and out of there in 8 seconds. It's almost like I'm on a game show where if like I beat 10, it's all free or something.
Our guest model this evening. I actually texted Mr. Greg Lehman today. He hasn't texted me back. He's no longer at Watershed. He's left.
He's
thought he was
he's
doing something
retired.
with that.
He's
basically.
retired. He's going to do something else.
Wow.
I don't know what he's going to do, but Marussia took over Watershed, and that's great because Marussia is a great company, and now they moved everything here to Columbus. But this was a nice little bottle that came out a while back, the Watershed Uncut, Unfiltered, Straight Bourbon Whiskey, and I believe it's got a little bit of a punch to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
it does.
120
The 62.7% alcohol, double that, and that's what your proof is.
Is that what the P in APV or whatever stands for? Is punch?
Is what?
Punch?
The punch? It could.
Because you're like, it's got
It
I
could
think it's got a
very
little bit of punch to it. I'm like, is punch on the label or?
It's B, but
Oh.
it should, but close.
When I said APV, I was like, is that like a sexual transmitted disease?
Yeah.
They didn't sound right.
they have vaccines for that now.
Oh, good. What is it? What is it though?
The
ABV?
ABP, B8. Wait, yeah, alcohol by volume, ABV.
ABV.
Look at you. You've learned so much. I'm just going to pour. You said just a little bit for you.
That'd be
right?
great. Yep.
Just say when.
That's enough. Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. And the ice.
I'll say when to.
Yeah. Well,
Look,
I actually
look.
stop what I think I should stop for you. But yeah, I'm pouring just a little bit because this one's going to have a little bit of a kick, fellas. A little bit of a kick. How are you, Henry?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to drink this. Should we drink it and then start, or do we sniff it first? What is the?
cheers.
Sniff
never
it,
sold
sip it, whatever. Always great to have you. Congratulations. Columbus Comedy Festival in its sophomore season, second year. Mm-hmm. Big. Last year was big. It's a big event. I mean, there's a lot of moving
I hate to stop you real quick.
parts.
You said there was a punch in that? Because holy shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, second year. Keep going. I'm sorry, but
That's okay. That's all right.
you guys got a bucket? Or
There's a
we're not
trash
supposed to
can
swallow that, right?
right there.
I think mine has
Bucket.
ash in it. Okay, so go on. You were doing a great job.
See that? I think it's smooth as silk. But
Well,
you know, Been drinking it
It's
a
got
lot.
a little
longer
heat
than
up
you have.
front. It's got a little. If you're not used to one.
No, it's got a little. It's uncut. It's unfiltered. It's supposed to have all those things.
I mean, I feel alive. Honestly, so. A lot of moving parts. You were
Yeah, a
saying,
lot of moving parts to the festival.
and what was the question? I stopped cut you off.
There wasn't a question. I was just making a statement.
Sophomore
A lot of moving
year.
parts, sophomore year. And you excited?
I am excited. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're headlining this year.
I am doing a headlining show. I'm also doing a show on Thursday, which is September 4th, with my friend Josh Albert.
Okay.
I forget where that is, but it'll probably be more of like a showcase style, just a bunch of comics around Columbus going up. So I'm excited for that. And then headlining a show on September 6th.
September 6th. Where are you doing that one at? Do you know?
That's the upfront.
Upfront stage.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's the room next to Shadowbox,
Yeah,
correct?
that's where we do the premise in.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited too because
That's a nice room for comedy.
Yeah, I think so too. And, it's kind of just like not a lot of distractions in there. Stage is cool, has a little back green room area. You can
Right.
like walk up on there. You get to pick the tables out though that you want to sit in. I saw that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm big time. Like I
Yeah.
felt like I was performing at the Ginger Rabbit or something like that. And then I'm doing a show on the
Ginger
6th.
Rabbit. That's
It's
a great
Fancy Place.
reference. Yeah.
And you can also pick your seats exactly at the table. And then I'm doing a show on September 6th at 10 p.m. at Mad Lab with Jeffrey Asmus.
Okay. Another great venue.
And Travis Haywisher.
I saw Travis for the first time in a long time at Studio 35 over the weekend. He came out to support some local filmmakers. They had the 48-hour screenings, one of the groups, and Travis was there. And, we saw each other, said hello, and I asked him how he's been. He goes, "Yeah, I'm still trying to do some stand-up." And it was so funny. It's funny how everybody puts age into perspective. He goes, "I tell you, man, it's just like, being the old guy, 46 out there with all these young kids." And I'm like, try being 66 and go and hang out with the young kids.
Right.
But it's interesting where we put age in perspective in respects to comedy. It's not necessarily always a young man's game, but it's interesting when you don't do it all the time and you're older and you just kind of put your toe back in the water. It's like, the water's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's very cold.
I even feel like I'm not even like the young man anymore either. Like I'll be on a show, I'm 32. I remember there was a time where I started at 17. So like every show I was on, it was like the youngest person on
Right.
there, all this stuff. Now I do shows and it's like guys are 23 or there's a girl that's 26 and even like 31. I'm like, well, I'm 32, so you are younger than me.
Right.
So I think though you can be older and do it. Where you said like dip your toe in, I feel like if you aren't practiced when you come back to do it, then you're like really out of the water.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But if you're like an older, cool, elegant man,
See rainbows behind me.
and you
He's talking about you, I guess.
Yeah, Chip hasn't arrived yet.
and I'll give my honest opinion on him when he walks in. I'll look at him up and down. And I might say the same thing. I probably won't though.
You probably won't.
But like if you like own it though, and like you come
Yeah.
in and just like do stand up, whatever. Like I mean, Ron White. I don't know how old he is. I think it's 107 though. So like,
Ron's older than me, I think. Yeah. Because Ron was headlining at the Funny Bone when I was coming up back in the. I started in 80. And see, I didn't start stand up till I was 30.
was there a reason why you started it? Were you doing anything else before that was like broadcasting, creative? Were you writing stuff?
I was a private investigator.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, it was. We've told that story 1,000 times on the podcast.
No,
but I was.
I've never heard of it
You've
though.
never heard of it, yeah.
And my mom listening to this pod wants to hear this. So you did write some stuff. You had like probably like a little leather notebook that you would open up and write
No,
little.
I did. What I did was I would, when I wanted to decompress, if you will. Always a fan of comedy. Always a fan of stand up. When I wanted to decompress
From your long day of
from my long day
investigating.
Solving crimes.
solving crimes, literally.
Want to let your hair down.
Yeah, I'd
By
go to
the
comedy
way,
clubs.
a good time to promote the Just Sweats 2-part whiskey
Oh yeah,
business.
yeah. If your mom wants to hear it all, there's actually a 2-part podcast that just one of the insurance fraud cases that I worked that was insurance fraud for murder.
That's pretty cool.
And also, if you go to the Oxygen True Crime channel, last year, was it last year that I did that?
Yeah, it was
think-
last year,
I think
yeah.
it was last year. The Real Murders of Los Angeles. They flew me out and I talked about that case again 35 years later. So
Sorry to derail. Keep
No,
going.
it's okay. I've just never been on a podcast where in the first, I don't know, how many minutes we've been going?
Less than 13.
Less than 13 minutes. They give not one, but 2 other episodes to watch.
well, you said your mother would have a lot of questions.
So let's get her off her favorite thing to watch, and get her on to the Oxygen channel. She's going to be subscribed to $65 a month to get every episode of the Oxygen.
But I would go there to decompress.
Yeah.
And, I remember seeing one of the first people that, I would go to a place called the Funny Firm in Chicago. I don't know if that's still around, but I saw Richard Jeni there.
Wow.
Then ended up opening for Richard Jeni at the Funny Firm years later.
Funny firm, not farm.
Not firm.
Firm.
Not farm. Firm.
Chicago.
Firm.
Firm.
And then I would come back to Columbus after being in Chicago. I was working in Chicago, come back to Columbus, and I started going to the open mics. And one night I said, I should try that. And I tried it, and I sucked. And I went back 2 weeks later, and I won. And someone said, you should go to the Funny Bone. They have an open mic. And I went to the Funny Bone, and one thing led to another. And so for the first 2 years, I was doing both, the investigative work and the stand-up. And then eventually investigations fell by the wayside, and I started working full-time as a comic.
How many years passed from, how old were you in Chicago when you started working as a private investigator?
I was 27.
Okay, and then you moved to Columbus
26,
and really
27.
started going up a bunch. At what age?
30.
30. So you opened for Richard Jennings.
Jenny.
Richard Jeni. Then in the first couple years of even like doing stand up.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Actually, I was fortunate enough to open for a lot of people in that first year. Jerry Seinfeld, Ellen DeGeneres, Paul Reiser, Richard Schimmel.
Drew
He's
Carey?
passed away. Drew Carey was actually my very
later.
first paid week at the Funny Bone.
Nice.
Dropper.
Yeah.
Was myself opening, Drew Carey middling. He was the feature act, and a guy named Kodak was the headliner.
He solved crimes too with that name.
No, Kodak, not Kojak.
Oh, no.
Kodak.
Sorry.
Kodak, who got sued because Kodak actually said you can't use that name on stage, so he had to change his name.
The camera company was like,
Camera
you can't.
company. Yeah.
Really?
And that just ruined him.
Do you spell it?
all his film related material.
I can't
He's
even
like, I got
remember.
nothing if I can't say my name's Kodak.
I can't even remember his real name, but he was funny. He was funny, and Drew Carey, you could see it right there, man. Drew Carey just murdered.
Yeah,
Murdered.
sure.
So yeah, and quickly rose through the ranks. 30 by 31 featuring, by 32 headlining, and I took it very seriously and went for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the people that take it the most seriously are the ones that move up. A lot of people just kind of do the same stuff, 5 minutes here. You'll see a guy at an open mic, and then 10 years later, you see him do like the same 5 minutes.
Right.
And you're just like, oh, I don't want to be that. Do you know who my first Funny Bone weekend ever was? Jimmy J.J. Walker.
No.
Nice.
Yes. And it was at the Dayton Funny Bone. We had to do... I don't know. Why'd you laugh so hard
I
at
don't
that?
know. I just picturing him at the Dayton Funny Bone makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I've been there.
You've been to the Dayton Funny Bone?
I have
off
so
of
many
Lincoln Pike or
questions,
something?
but I'll let you go first.
Okay, well, it was 2 Fridays, 3 Saturdays, and a Sunday. But the late show Saturday, he wasn't going to do. His feature was going to headline, and then they were going to like make a Dayton showcase out of it or whatever.
Okay.
So I meet this guy. My mom like comes up to the show. I have like a suit jacket on and jeans, like I'm performing on a cruise ship or something. And I have like one of those Hofbrauhaus manager like checkered shirts on underneath it, And never wear that shirt to a Hofbrauhaus because people will ask you when their food's coming out. It's,
We've been waiting forever.
yes. And I'm like, I just wanted to go to the bathroom. I have no idea what to tell you. So I meet this guy and he was cool. I had to be completely clean, which I'm like, okay, fine. But he did tell me right before I went up, he said, if you're not funny, just get off. Like, don't try to save it. They're not here to see you. Just if you're not doing good.
Did he say it in a mean way? In an advisory way?
It was not.
What was
it
it?
wasn't
Or it's just
mean, but it wasn't like
kind of a shitty- it's-
It was kind of a
shitty thing to
his
say.
tone was a little bit like realize that, like just if it's not, get off and I'll come up and do it.
Is it so you don't take the air out of the room? Is that his mentality?
Yes, because if someone before you is doing really bad,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, geez, which I totally get it.
Then
But
you have to bring the room back, right? basically.
but I mean, he has a feature too, so it's not like
Yeah,
he's
the
coming
feature
directly up or whatever.
And the feature act is probably tried and true. That's the guy he picked to go on the road with him,
Sure.
right? So,
Well, I have things I can say about this guy too, but
I can't wait to ask my question.
okay. So I go up, do the first show,
Yeah.
and then come off, and I do like pretty well, and then he was like cool after that. You know,
Okay.
like
Oh,
he,
this guy can hang. Yeah.
yeah, he was like, it's fine. I still had to be clean for all the shows besides the late show Saturday. But go on. What are your questions?
Was he funny?
Think he's listening?
No.
Um,
No, because my thought process, and it's not fair, but guys like that who have Jimmy J.J. Walker from Good Times, Dynamite.
which we weren't allowed to say, by the way. He was like, don't say that.
That's my line.
I bet. You know, sometimes I know they came up through the ranks of
But you get comfortable at the top.
stand-up comedy, but Good Times was a huge hit, and
Yeah.
so forth and so on. And then did he stop growing after Good Times? Did he continue to, okay, I'm back on the road doing stand-up, or was he just milking the name?
I would say it's closer to that last one.
Yeah.
He did have stuff, but it was kind of hacky and like stock stuff that you've seen every comedian do.
But as J.J. Walker delivered it.
yes,
And so people are enamored by the
people
fact
love that because they wanted to see him because they watched him on the TV show and all
right.
that stuff.
You're,
So he did check that box for sure.
you're checking that box huge, and that's sometimes that's
That's all you
that's
need.
all you need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you been disappointed when you've seen names that you grew up with, you know, that now have done television and movies, and all of a sudden they're showing up at the Funny Bone to do a show, and it's like,
Not the
you know,
same.
not the same. It's like,
That's
you know,
not their fault though, because we create these expectations. That's why they say don't meet your heroes.
meet your heroes. I
right?
was just gonna
Because you
say that.
think someone's going to be like a certain way, and then they're not, and then you're like, well, that all sucked. But it's like you created that whole world. That's not their fault. Sometimes they are mean, and you're like, well, that was your fault. I've been disappointed so many times, you know, especially when I first started working for the Funny Bone hosting. I got to host for like a lot of people. No Drew Carey's or Jerry Seinfeld's, but
Well, that was back in the early '90s. That was before his TV show and
Well,
everything
yeah.
else.
Maybe the people you open for will be the next Drew Carey.
Sure.
They will be
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
host of The Price is Right.
and I did get a open for a lot of open host, you know, not featuring but like hosting the show for like a lot of different comedians like Andrew Schultz and Chris Kattan a bunch of times and Pauly Shore and
Those are
whatever.
those are names that when you mention them, like how was that show? How was Chris Kattan? Did he focus on Monkey Boy? And Pauly Shore? Did he focus on just one?
Yeah.
Were they one note? And you know,
I feel like I'm just talking shit, but
But
people
not
were
talking shit.
leaving the Chris Kattan show.
oh shit. Well, I had heard some things.
Yes, and even between shows, he was telling me about how he's like, I'm not a stand-up comedian. I've been writing stand-up for like a year and a half. You know, I was like a performer.
He was a
People
performer. He was a
understand
sketch
that,
performer.
right?
He was a sketch guy.
and that's completely different. Like if someone is like, hey, go do this, and then you just eat a banana weird and just like be like sitting whatever crazy, and that crushes. Yes, totally different. So he wasn't super strong on stage.
Why would he do it? I mean, is it just a paycheck or is it a
definitely is a
challenge?
paycheck.
Huge
or what?
paycheck. Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, again, Chris Kattan from Saturday Night Live.
Sure.
I don't know if the character was Monkey Boy. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Right.
Mr. Peepers.
That was
Yeah,
sorry,
Mr. Peepers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
They
was,
cut Monkey
Night
Boy
at the
pretty
Roxbury.
fast.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, let's maybe workshop some other names.
But
So he's willing to give it a shot just because he needed something.
For sure. And people, there were a bunch of tickets sold, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
You do a
What's
door
the-
deal.
sure.
Yeah.
you know, and he's Night at the Roxbury with Will Ferrell. You know, the people remember him from that with the brothers, the two guys, the you know,
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live
What
based
is
so
love?
many
Baby,
crap
don't hurt
movies on
me.
one sketch.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a machine.
My 10-year-old daughter today goes, "What's Coneheads?" And I'm like, "Yes!" So I think Coneheads is on one of the streaming platforms, and we're gonna watch
nice.
it. We're gonna watch
10
it.
is insane. Like if you would have told me that you talked to like a 30-year-old and they were like, "What's
What's
Coneheads?"
Coneheads,
I'm
right.
like, "Yeah, that checks out too."
Yeah, either way.
It's a
Yeah.
deep cut.
So, how do you? So, from 17 years of age, okay, and now you feel like you're the older guy at 32. If you were to give an honest analysis of your progression from the time, let's just even take a short span of time. Let's just say from the last time you were on the podcast and from the time I met you to where you are now. Are you feel good about your progression as a stand-up comedian? You're headlining, so obviously you're getting the job done. People trust you, they respect you, and they say you deserve to be in that position. So, but how do you feel about your progression?
That's very nice of you to say. I think my progression from doing the podcast last to doing the podcast now has been exponential. Like much better.
There have been no dead spots
That's
whatsoever.
called
there
a
have been
whiskey business bump, by the way.
Yes, and I got one. I got a WBB, Whiskey Business Bump.
There's a vaccine for that. Too.
Yeah, nice.
Call back.
Yes,
Good
that
for
was,
you.
that was good.
Oh,
And you work on a rock show. You're getting wasted over there, bud. Getting wasted. But my progression from 17 to that point, or even like 17 to like 28, was pretty slow. It wasn't super consistent.
17 to 28, pretty
Yes.
slow. Now, is that because of work, life? What? I mean, why?
I just wasn't getting up that much, right? Definitely from like 17 to 24, it was very sporadic, maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe 2 shows in a week would be crazy, maybe one every 4 weeks, you know? And so I'm just like a lot of writing, a lot of practicing stuff in the mirror and while I'm driving. But like from when the Attic in Columbus opened up, that was like 2 years ago, maybe. From that point, and I did the podcast how long ago? 1.5 years, maybe?
No, I think it's been about 2 years.
Okay, 2 years.
It's almost 2 years now. Yeah, time flies.
I've just gotten much more consistent with getting up. And so now it'll go from anywhere from like 2 to 6 shows a week.
At multiple venues.
Yes. Or sometimes 4 at one and then 2 at the other one or whatever. But just the Attic gave me a chance to do longer sets and just kind of figure more stuff out. We were talking with Dan Seabury earlier about him, about how, in my opinion, he's recently just like caught a stride, like insane.
Called it a stride. He hit the button. The button hit or the button clicked, whatever.
And it all just fell into place
Yeah.
of what he's talking about, what he's looking like, how he sounds, all that stuff.
And I said that a lot of thing goes in it. First of all, time on stage, confidence, and I mean, you log in the hours, and you do it faithfully and sincerely.
Is that Malcolm Gladwell, the 10,000 hour rule or something like that?
I don't know. I've never read any of his books. I was told to read The Tipping Point, and I haven't.
And you said books? What am I, a nerd? I drink whiskey and I smoke cigs.
Dude,
The guy BP calls me boss.
Yeah.
You think I read?
Look at the room. There's books everywhere. I read all the time. I just haven't read that one.
Sure.
But
But there is something to that. I mean, repetition,
Yeah.
just doing it a bunch. But I think it's more of a confidence thing and just figuring out how to say stuff.
right.
Like if you figure out 1, what to say, and 2, how to say it, you can be pretty good at stand-up.
Do you think
I'm sorry,
Go
one
ahead, Johnny. You
question.
go ahead.
It's about the amount of venues in town. Has it grown in the last 5 to 8 years to allow you to get that many repetitions? And so answer that.
Yes, there has
And when
been
you
more.
were coming up in this town, how many venues were there where you could actually go up other than the Funny Bone and the other ones?
I will let him answer his question first, and then I will
Yeah.
tell you what the
Continental?
landscape was like.
Right.
And
So I'm
what I
curious.
call the early Renaissance of
Yeah.
well, the
So
first
more
Renaissance
opportunity,
of
right?
stand up. Yeah.
Well, like you said, the Funny Firm was like the only place you were probably really going up at, or I guess I assume that from you saying you opened for the people there. So it doesn't really matter about the number of places. If there's
Yeah.
one good one that you can get up consistently, like that's great. Guys that worked at the Comedy Store in LA, they like just went up at the Comedy Store,
Right.
and like that's fine. What Comedy Store does have multiple rooms, whatever. In the last couple years in Columbus, yes, the hashtag has opened up. It's a comedy performance venue in the Short North. The Attic, I mean, Don't Tell. Columbus is doing 4 shows every weekend, not necessarily clubs, but like different rooms. That
Great
they
concept, by the way.
Oh my gosh, it's and the way that they set up the room and just like the sound system and the lights and the chairs and the people that they've marketed to that are coming, they're all like excited and like,
They did one at the Columbus Italian Club.
oh yeah, I hosted that.
Yeah. Yeah.
First show was okay. Second show crushed pretty hard. That was nice.
Yeah. So that was an interesting place to do it.
Yeah, there was
Lord
a
knows
guy.
I've stood at that podium and told jokes.
We didn't use the podium. It was next to us on the stage.
No,
but-
when I was the president, I would always open up with jokes before I did the actual meeting.
you were the
draw them.
president of the Italian club.
I was the president of the Columbus Italian Club.
Did
the
you
vice
run
president.
on the premise strictly that you used to be a private investigator?
No.
You didn't bring that up?
No, I
Second
was because of my excellent work as Sergeant at Arms of the Columbus Italian Club.
And I know what that is, but if I didn't, what would you tell me?
Sergeant at Arms, when I took over Sergeant at
stops
Arms of
the
the
beer.
club,
Oh.
yeah, I had to make sure that I was talk about a stereotypical moment. I was brought into the foyer of the Columbus Italian Club and told by 4 of the members, "You're running for Sergeant at Arms."
Whoa.
And I said, well, because I thought I was in trouble because I was a new member. And I said, well, why? Because we have a situation and the person who's Sergeant at Arms right now can't be Sergeant at Arms anymore. Situation. I don't want to get into it.
murdered him later.
We didn't murder
Yeah,
him.
he's
no,
stalking the beers slowly.
But we need you to be Sergeant at Arms and take control of this place. And so I did. And I took it very seriously. Not only did I fix the bar and made the bar started making a profit again, I completely transformed the club. I had it painted. I started putting up pictures and so forth, tablecloths on the table.
Books to not read.
Books to not read.
Yeah.
I did. I had a section for books, but I had them. But they were all very mob related books. Very Italian culture, mob.
How to clean a gun.
Yeah.
How to dispose a body. One book just said concrete shoes, ?
What is lie? How do you use it?
Lie for dummies.
But yeah, I was the president and the sergeant at arms.
Yeah.
So you
That's
made the
pretty
place
cool.
respectable. Pretty much.
I did what I could.
And just to get the joke out of my head, I feel like it would be how to dispose a body for dummies. But that's pretty cool that you did that. Sergeant at Arms.
If you ever need to know,
How to get rid of a body.
yeah,
Or stock a bar.
or stock a bar,
Or how to turn on a radio voice.
or anything. Just
How long, not to change the subject, but how long?
who's doing this interview? You or me? You've asked just as many questions as I have.
We'll get back to your
No,
book in
go
a
ahead,
second.
go ahead.
Quick little question.
No, you're fine. You can say whatever you want and talk about whatever you want.
Okay, anyway, then the circus. No, I'm just kidding. Is it the same way with like a radio voice? Like, do you develop it over time? Can some people just start and be like, it's the evening news? Or, I can't do one.
Some
obviously,
people
but-
have a radio voice that they actually do on the air.
but
I
mean,
never did that.
Yeah, that's crazy for someone.
Well, they did it though. I mean, how many times over the years you listen to radio? It's like it's the top 5 at noon. No.
you got to stay in your car before you go back into work because I can't miss the top. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. No, I never. This
But a
voice,
broadcasting
this
voice.
voice was exactly the same voice that was on the radio. It was this. This is it. This is it.
And that's how you've always talked. You never
Yeah.
like kind of I guess there's no hope for me then because my voice is kind of like this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm never gonna have a radio show because I'm just like.
But not. What if it was the right radio show though, and
Disney?
and that was the right voice for that radio show?
Okay, like a fashion show on like RuPaul Radio.
Look at that. See that? Okay, that's the voice I'd want for RuPaul Radio.
But then I'm gonna have the headphones on and be like, nobody's listening to this. Just cut it off. But I don't know. I mean, the right radio job for sure. But I mean, podcasting's great. To even like have a podcast of your own would be. That's like the new broadcast.
The thing about podcasting that's not even troubling me, but just frustrates me, is that we've been doing a video podcast from almost the beginning. The first year was all audio. Second year, John Whitney came on board, and we started doing video. And that was kind of like, oh, not everybody's doing video, only a handful. And now they're saying that you talk about how you say at 32 that you see the younger guys. Now the way the podcast world has evolved, audio is ancient. An audio, just a strictly audio podcast,
yeah, good luck.
good luck. Now it's all video and YouTube, and we've been doing it forever. But we're dumb and don't understand the algorithms and how to get more
in them and stuff.
get more hits, how to go viral. I have no idea how to go viral.
Yeah, that could be a funny video though. You sitting here being like, I don't even know how to go viral.
I don't know how to go viral, and that might go viral.
Yeah, you never know. But no, I think video is definitely the way to go, and you guys have been doing it, so that's cool. Smartless, you ever heard of that podcast?
Yeah, I love Smartless.
It's audio only though, but it is controlled by just these 3 names that are like so massive.
So
you can't just
big.
like start an audio only podcast and then be huge. Probably.
Yeah, you could do Smartless, and then of course they make a documentary. So
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. I enjoyed it.
Shot in black and white.
I loved it.
Random question, and then we're going to let you ask a question. Do you guys know why Clerks was shot in black and white?
No.
It was cheaper.
Do you want to have a guess?
No,
or-
I thought it would be more expensive, actually.
No, black and white is cheaper. Keep going.
Somebody here already said the answer.
Cheaper.
Yes, that's what. What's the guy's name that made it?
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith. Yeah. Supposedly that's what they said. It was cheaper.
Yeah, I've heard an interview with him. Actually, he does a stand-up. He does his Q&As, but it's actually stand-up. And he talks about the making of that film. And yes, he had the amount of money he had for tuition, and he took all that to make a movie.
Instead of going to school.
And it was cheaper for black and white because
There you
color
go.
was more expensive.
The stand-up Q&A is a great way to kill 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're looking to, you're at 40, you got to get to 60. You're like, anybody got any questions?
Which brings me up to thank you. That's a great segue. That's a great segue because I know you have a brilliant mind, right? And I know that you've crafted lots of material, but I also know that you've leaned into the crowd work. What's your thoughts on the crowd work? Do you like it more than actually writing stand-up because it's in the moment?
Oh yeah, so much more than writing stand-up. And I'm actually seem to be from just like, because you judge how good you're doing on what the audience is laughing, how hard they're laughing, the number of people laughing, if it's 80% of the people are laughing at 50%, or if one joke is 20 people laugh at 100%, you're like, okay, well, there's something there, whatever. That's how you judge how good you're doing.
Okay.
With, you know this, I was just telling it for the listener, if my mom hasn't already changed over to the Oxygen channel.
Hey, Mom.
Bye.
Yeah,
Is she really going to watch this podcast?
she is going to watch it so many times.
Does she love her son
Yeah.
and is supportive of her son?
I used to have a joke. It didn't really do that well, but it's just true. My mom loved me so much growing up that like I think I can do stand-up comedy. Like I can just be like, oh, go. There's how many people in there? 400. Oh, I can do it.
She laughed at all your jokes.
She just like gave me so much confidence to where I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like some people were like, how do you do it? It's so terrifying. I'm like, you just do it.
But your mother was supportive from the get-go.
Oh,
even
100%.
back at 17.
My mom drove me to my first
Oh,
ever
my God.
open mic.
What is that like?
It was. I think I told this story on the podcast last time, maybe, but I can just
But
do
you
a
could-
truncated version. So going to Wiley's Comedy Club in Dayton,
Okay, you did, but tell it again.
and you have to be at least 18 to get in. I'm 17. I have to bring a
I was
guardian.
going to ask you that, yeah.
Yeah. So my mom drives up with me, or she's driving, whatever. We're all excited. Right before we go in, I tell her, I'm like, just be cool, right? Don't like freak out or whatever, because she's very protective. Like if somebody's like making fun of one of her kids or something, or like one of her friends or somebody, she'll go in on you. So we walk in.
Mama bear. She's a mama bear.
Mama bear. Yes, 100%.
I love that.
So I had a joke about a vending machine in school that had smart water in it. So I bought a bottle of smart water to take into the club because I'm like, there's no possible way I can like use my words to describe it. I need to take a physical bottle to be like, you know this or whatever.
He's a prop comedian.
I just was like, that's what you got to do. You know, like had no idea. So we buy a bottle of smart water. We drive to Wiley's. We walk inside. The guy at the door is like, you here for the show? I'm like, yep, I'm Henry Allen. He's like, cool, go this way. But just so you know, we're a business. So we can't have outside food or beverages. We're not allowed inside. That's fine. I give the guy the bottle. My mom behind me like pushes me out of the way, and she's like, he needs it for his comedy act. Her head's like spinning around. She like jumps in the corner, her back's all broken and shit. And I was like, we haven't even been in comedy for 60 seconds. The first person she like kind of low-key went off on.
Oh my gosh.
So
Comedy.
Did it work? Did they give back?
no.
the bottle?
I was like, we can't take it in here. Like I kind of chilled her out.
I mean, she makes a good point. My son's performing and he needs this for his act. That's not the same as being a customer and coming in.
Yeah, but you know what your 17-year-old son doesn't want to hear his mom say right when he gets to the comedy club is her be like, that's my son's prop and he needs it. It's like, okay, we just live, you know.
But I'm envious because, you know, you're 17 and your mom is right there, man. She is your wing person.
Sure.
She's got you. She's got your back.
She's your road manager.
Yeah. My mother, when I would perform down in Florida, I mean, even when I was headlining, it's just like, that's nice, but when are you going to get a real job?
Oh.
Yeah. And my mother did not
Support it.
check the box, if you will, on comedy until I did, television. I did Comic Strip Live on Fox.
Oh, and then now she's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
There's a TV.
And then it was
thing.
like, did you see my son?
She was happy all of a sudden.
Yeah, but how about the week I busted my ass at Side Splitters in Tampa, Florida, from Tuesday to Sunday?
Yeah.
Did you ask anybody then if they came and saw your son?
Right.
No.
I think it's this like generational pendulum, because our parents are similar age to Dino's age ish. I'm just
My mom was born
approximating.
in 1962.
So I'm approximating.
I'm older than your mother.
Okay.
I'm approximating.
No, I am.
My parents were boomers,
okay.
and they were like, do
Damn.
whatever you want. You can do it. And then very supportive. And then here we are, like doing whatever we want to do.
Yes.
And like, God, I wish my mom would have fucking just told me to be a fucking plumber. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think the pendulum is gonna go back where our kids were like, no.
We're
No,
gonna
you
we're
have-
gonna steel factory.
Yeah.
Oh, worst day of my mother's life is when I got fired from the radio station in 2018. The greatest day of my mother's current life was when I got rehired in 3 years later at the radio station. And the second worst day of my mother's life is when I got fired again in 2024. And the most current worst days of her life has been every day since because I'm not working a regular job. If I told her that I got hired as assistant manager at Walmart,
She'd be thrilled.
no offense against Walmart. If you're assistant manager at Walmart, God bless you. Good luck. My mother would be thrilled because I'd be going someplace 40 hours a week, a regular paycheck, and benefits.
Now, just to clarify, if you want to look back on the camera, you said what was bad about working at Walmart?
Nothing.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to
Nothing
make
at
sure.
all. Nothing at all.
They said assistant managers, they sucked or something?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay,
I
I
did
see.
not
They're
say that.
hiring.
I said I did not say that
I
at
look
all.
great in blue
I'm saying
vests.
I'm trying to make. You know exactly.
I know exactly what you said, yes. Yeah, and my mom doesn't really care about an everyday job that you have. It's just kind of like, live every day and be happy and stuff like that.
That's cool. Well, you checked one of the boxes that I had just comfortably and casually in respects to the family being supportive. They're
Yeah,
still
well, my
supportive.
dad, though, now is supportive.
Now.
Yes, because he is, has an auctioneer business.
I
and
know.
was
We
like,
talked about that in the last podcast.
Yep, gonna go in and be. I'm a third generation auctioneer. Gonna go into the family biz.
You still do it
I do still do it, and I enjoy it now more than I've ever enjoyed it.
because you don't have to do it.
Yes, and I've just realized that it's not like when you're growing up, you're like, my dad does that. I don't want to do that, and then I kind of realized that was stupid and whiny, and then I could be laying drywall. I've done that, or I could be like, laying tile as a job from 8 to 5 or whatever, and that's a great job. And I would like to say, like, Dino,
Wait a minute.
if you're out there and you're doing that, that's awesome. I wish I could do it.
I just want to clarify. Are you saying that tile workers
Can't fight? Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
Come
they
see me
suck.
September 6th.
There wasn't a slam on tile workers. I just want to make sure that.
Have you guys ever laid tile? It's very fun.
No, no,
I have laid tile.
Never
It's
laid
it's fun, and it's like
it's
kind of
difficult too.
It's like
it
a-
is difficult for sure, but
I
it's,
can't. No, I have no skills, no handy skills whatsoever. I'm a 4-nailer. It takes me 4 nails to get one in the wall straight. I suck.
4 shots.
I worked for a contractor during 2020 for a few months, and we did a lot of like remodeling kitchens and painting and bathrooms and whatever, drywall and stuff. So I did some tile. I liked it because you can see towards your day how far you're getting. Like when you start and then you finish, you like can see the progress. And there's also something to me very calming and soothing of like putting the grout or like on the back of the wall and then laying the tiles and the spacers and all that stuff. That's kind of cool. But I just like to think that auctioneering and stand-up isn't all that bad because like
Auctioneers in front of people.
there's
to
a
have
lot of like overlaps
You
for
have to
sure.
be a personality.
Yes, and if you see
You got to charm the crowd.
if you watch auctioneers, they usually do have that kind of trait. And I realized that later in life too, of like, I had all this practice. This actually gets back to your crowd work question too. But I had all this like practice of being in front of people, whether they're there to watch stand up or auctioneering. So I just kind of developed like, you'll sell for an audience from 10 o'clock to 2 p.m., So just like 5-6 hours of just like nonstop, just like trying to keep people engaged and keep your mind going and shit like that.
Okay, so in the
What are the chances about giving me another little splash of that?
There we go.
very good.
Are there fans in that world? Do people bring
fans-
gavels in for you to sign? What's
I
it called?
wish. So there aren't fans. That's good. That's
got more.
great. No,
All right,
thank you.
So here's my thing.
There are regulars though.
So I don't sound like a fucking hypocrite. 'Cause I hate that.
What? If you wanted any.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
why I didn't relive.
I have on this podcast expressed some concerns, not disdain, but concerns about crowd work. You guys have heard them on this particular podcast, and this is interesting because you're like the perfect person to talk to about it. Because again, I know you got the mind and the gift and the talent to write. That was one of the first things I noticed when I first saw you at the Funny Bone years ago. Is like I totally dig this guy's head and what he thinks and how he presents it. Even back then, it's just like it was unique. It was different.
You're like that smart water joke he had was like the perspective on that.
I just couldn't picture
But
what
I
he was
enjoyed
talking
it.
about.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, and I
was
know
weird his mom got
and
that
I know that not everybody can do crowd work because it also takes a sharp, in the moment, spontaneous mind to do so. But how much of your show is crowd work and how much of it is stand-up, or is it all crowd work now? And if it is, that's going to kind of break my heart a little bit because I want the mind of Henry Allen presenting stuff as well.
Well, thank you for all the nice things you said there. The show, I have done all crowd work shows. What I do now is...
It's a very popular thing, crowd work right now.
Yes.
I get it. The audience feels like we're experiencing this in the moment.
Yes.
And it's not planned and it's spontaneous. And I was here. I get that. I totally get that.
Sure. And it's easier too. I find it easier to do crowd work than to write material.
Of course.
So I will sit in my room and spend 2 weeks on like an idea and like write it out, and I'll do it on stage. I like to like chunk stuff up so it's not like all material, all crowd work.
Okay.
If I have 20 minutes of somewhere, I'll like, what I used to do would be like 10 and 10 material, 10 crowd work or whatever. Now I'll like have a joke that I'll like open with that'll be like 2-3 minutes. And then there's like an area where I can like kind of go off the cuff and talk to people about whatever. Then I have several other chunks, whether they're 5 minutes, 7 minutes, can get to 12, 18 minutes, where I can just like get out, talk to people, engage with stuff, and then like get back into it.
Okay.
And I can also use that interaction as a way to like use as a crutch later in the set, where it's like, if I can think of something in the moment, as far as like a guy named Jeff that I talked to, you can
You'll
like
call it
refer-
back.
Oh my! And people freak the fuck
They
out.
do. Because
They're like, he
it's-
remembered
He
his
remembered his
name?
name, remembered and so forth. Yeah. Again, that's part of the brilliance and the intelligence
So
of being
how-
able to do that.
How this all even came? I got very lucky with even how to be able to do it. I guess.
Okay, that was my next question. When did you stumble across the fact that you were actually good at crowd work and actually could step into that
Sure.
unknown zone and be successful at it? Because it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I did crowd work unintentionally when somebody would start heckling. I mean, it started with that. It would heckle.
And then you have to go back at them.
and you go back at them, and you have to be, and much like crowd work, you have to be fast. It's with hecklers, I've always said it isn't so much what you say, it's how fast you say it.
Oh yeah.
Because you have to seize the moment.
Even if it's just like stop. I've been using shushy a lot lately. So if somebody says something and just as quick as you
Which
can,
you
just
should
be like
also
shushy.
put into the RuPaul podcast. You should say
Yeah.
you should say shushy
could
at
be
some
the
point.
name of the
At some
podcast.
point
Shushy.
in the
Shushy.
RuPaul radio show, you should say shushy.
Okay, good.
Okay,
well,
just a note.
All right, can you
Just
make
a
that
note.
for me, please?
Sure, I got it.
So whenever I started hosting,
Shushy.
yeah, when I started hosting at the Funny Bone, in Columbus, that was like the first kind of paid stuff. Like I did with Jimmy Walker and all these other people. There was a house MC at the time named Rick Tempesta,
I know Rick. I know Rick very well.
and he would start every show as a host. He would do like 10 minutes And he would always start shows with like celebrations. Like,
Who's
"Welcome to the
having a birthday?
Yes.
Who's having an anniversary?
So whenever I started hosting at like early 20s, mid 20s, getting like weekends, so now it's like Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, you do 6 shows in a weekend, whatever. They wanted me to start with celebrations. They like specifically told me open the show with doing celebrations. So I would get 10 to 12 minutes and I would do like 5 celebrations, 5 material.
Right.
And then I would listen back to my stuff, and like the celebration portion would be like a 9, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 9s, 8.7s, 9.3s, just random riffs that I would just like throw away.
Yeah.
And then I would get into my material and they'd be like 7s.
Interesting.
So I'm like, and I did this from 24 to 30. And this was like no real crowd work, wasn't necessarily a thing. It was. I mean, Don Rickles had been doing stuff like that. But then when the attic opened up and I started doing these longer sets, I just kind of realized, I was like, oh, wait, I can just like talk to somebody and just like literally have nothing to say to them and just like find things out about them.
Right.
And I can make jokes about that as I'm going and people will laugh at it.
So how do you feel about your spontaneous mind being better than your creative mind?
I think that means I don't write enough because I can clearly turn it on. But sometimes you can't. But for the most part, you can turn it on stage for people. So when I'm downstairs sitting in my room, I should be able to turn it on there. And I can kind of, but I'll write 5 pages and get 0 lines. I'll record into my phone for 45 minutes, listen back to it and be like, oh, I can use that 1 line. And it's like 2 minutes. So, but I can go on stage, riff for 18, and be like, that was pretty good.
Dude, I still write in my notebook, not this notebook, but another notebook that, I write ideas that come to my head all the time.
Yeah, same.
Jokes that I'll probably never tell or get the opportunity to tell. But I still, if an idea comes into my head, I'll write it down. But as I've gotten older, I've used that gift, and I call it a gift. Because if you have the ability to sit down for 45 minutes and write 45 minutes of material and say, okay, I can only use that one, I still consider it a gift. It's moved into different directions. It's moved into scripts. It's moved into fiction. We were on the front porch today, and you said, how was your day? And John told you about his day. I'll tell you what my day was. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. I worked 2 hours on a book that I don't know if I'm ever going to fucking finish, but I worked 2 hours on the book, and then I went about my day and did some other contractual shit that needs to be done for some other creative stuff. But, I still write down funny shit as I see it and apply it somewhere. If I can't apply it to stand up, I'm going to apply it to a piece of fiction, a script, whatever the case might be at this point. So I get it. But my and I say concern. Concern is the right word. When I said, what do you do when your spontaneous mind is better than your creative mind? They kind of go hand in hand, because in order to be spontaneous, you also have to be creative. But so are you better in the moment than you are in the planned?
I think yes, because I lack discipline in the planned. So if I have this spontaneous mind that can do stuff and I have a creative mind that can sometimes do things, I need to be able to be more disciplined and like sitting down with the creative mind and be spontaneous.
Do you think your creative mind maybe? Okay, let me. I'm a huge, I don't know if fan is the right word, but I'm guilty of it. Compartmentalization.
Okay.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you think that your spontaneous mind is better suited for stand-up, and your creative mind to actually write down something funny, a scene, a sketch, a movie, a short film? Do you think your creative mind maybe shifts over to that world because we've talked about that you have other ideas about other things and other things that you want to do that don't necessarily involve stand-up. So is that how, as you continue to grow and progress, maybe it goes that way? Maybe what Henry Allen comes up with, a funny concept and an idea, isn't necessarily going to be 2 minutes of stand-up, but it might be 4 minutes of a sketch.
And I think I should do that stuff. I have been writing sketches lately that I wanted to do. I'm writing 25, and I want to just make 4 of those. So write just 25 out because a bunch will be bad. If I can just get at least 4, and I think I do have the 4 that I want to make, but I still have probably another like 6-ish to write. But I love to be like a movie director or like have your own kind of production company where we like write movies and like make movies. I love that whole world.
It's hard and it sucks, but yeah, go ahead. Come
sure.
on in.
Yeah, I love that. So I think that the best thing for me, I haven't figured out yet. Because yes, I can do stand up and improvise and whatever. I can sometimes write jokes that work. And if they don't work, I can like think of something in the moment that's funny to like save it.
Here's something you don't understand as a stand-up comedian from somebody and it's a shameless plug for Down to the Felt, which, by the way, at the same time the Columbus Comedy Festival starts, so does the screening of Down to the Felt at Studio 35, September 4th to the 11th.
Get your tickets while they last.
Yeah, but the humor that I wrote, and there's like dark humor and subtle pieces of humor. When I watch that film, I sit in the audience, and when an audience is watching it, and I say like, and when they laugh at what I think they should laugh at, I am thrilled, gratified, satisfied.
You're buzzing.
Yeah, I'm buzzing because they laughed at what I thought was the beat, and comedy is rhythm, and this film has got a whole bunch of stuff in it, but it's not a comedy, but it has dark comedy elements in it. Sure. So when those were written in and they laughed at the right places, I was like, fucking A.
Yeah.
You know, same thing. Just like if I was on stage and I had done a joke and like it hit, you know, boom, you know, that would be great. So yeah, I get it. I get it. But I'm curious as to where you're gonna go with it moving forward.
I wish I
Because I don't want you to abandon this.
No, I don't want to abandon that either, and I hope I can keep that for a long, long time.
You will.
Let's hope. I would love to. So I'm talking with one of my friends now. He is a comedian in Indianapolis, moving to Nashville, and he like wrote like a little, not to say little and downplay it, but he wrote a short film, and he wants to shoot a scene of it to kind of show proof of concept. And he asked me to like be in that, which I mean, I only started stand up to like be an actor or like.
Do you want to be an actor?
I would love to be an actor.
Seriously?
Yes. I did plays and stuff at Columbus State. So I went to Columbus State for 3 years, never graduated. And it's a 2-year school. You guys probably know that.
It's okay. I went to state for 5 and I didn't graduate.
Well, yours was more expensive than mine, but I did everything related to theater there. Like I didn't take any classes that actually mattered to like a degree. There was no writing degree. Anything that was playwriting, script analysis, any kind of, stage direction, all of that. I just was like, give me all of those classes. So I've always loved all that stuff. I used to want to have like a one-man show or some sort of like, I would love to have like a Broadway show where it was like a kind of not like the Book of Mormon, but like those dudes that make South Park.
Yeah.
To be like that
Trey
level.
Parker and
Matt
Stone.
Stone.
Matt Stone.
Who?
Trey
Okay.
Parker and Matt Stone.
Matt Stone, those two guys.
What?
South Park.
Yeah, South Park. You know,
I'm just fucking.
Trump dick. Those
I was
guys.
just fucking with all you.
He did it very well.
Yeah.
You could be an actor.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's
Do you ever
pretty
want to
good.
do like a dramatic actor? Like
Oh,
Dino's done
comedians make the best
Yeah, I mean,
dramatic
he's done
actors,
theaters,
please.
plays.
I agree with
would
that.
be-
I agree with that.
I would be way better, I think, at dramatic acting. I think I like that more than comedy.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that comics make good dramatic actors?
I don't know. Not to sound cliche and say
No,
we're all
be cliche
sad
if you
or
need to.
whatever. I don't think we're necessarily sad, but I think comedians like a wide range of emotion where it's like, yes, you can get people to be just laughing uncontrollably at the highest level, but also I think we see something kind of cool in like the sadness of things as well. Do you agree with that?
I totally agree with that.
I also can fake cry really well.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Also a gift.
I do have a joke now where I like cry at the end of it. But
And you can bring out the tears
100%.
on What do you think about to bring out the tears?
So that's what everyone asks. They're always like, "Oh, is it something sad or whatever?" It's not. And I've always been able to do
You
it.
cry on cue?
Oh yeah,
You can cry right now.
I absolutely could. What I used to do in high school is my friends would like give me something fun to cry about. Like, cause you don't want to do something sad where it's like, oh, a puppy died or whatever. Cause then people are actually sad. And I have cried for people where it's like, I'm trying to say a funny monologue, but they are sad because I'm crying. And that's actually been an issue with 2 times ago. I did it. Like I closed with it cause I have tears in my eyes and my face is all red and shit. So I like wiped my tears. I was like, okay, bye. And as I left, multiple people came up to me afterward and they were like, when you left, I was like sad. Like I wanted to give you a hug.
Oh man, that's good crying.
But I want it to be funny. So that's why. So yeah, in high school, my friends would give me funny stuff to cry about, whether it's this person missed today or there's a test or whatever. But I can absolutely cry on cue. It's not a feeling, or it's not a like a memory.
How do you call it up?
It's a feeling in my face. You know how when you get hit in the nose,
Yeah.
and like your eyes kind of water? I can just kind of draw up through like underneath my eyes.
So you can cry right now if I ask you to. Mm-hmm. All right.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Prove it. Prove it.
Yeah.
What do you want me to cry about?
I want you to cry about the fact. Here's your emotion.
Hydrate.
No,
Well, it's gonna take this in out.
here's your inspiration or your scene, whatever the case might be. You came on Whiskey Business. We thought it would be a great podcast, and unfortunately, it just went completely awry and ended up being one of the fucking worst podcasts in the 8-year history
Okay.
of this broadcast.
Got plenty.
It was, yeah.
So this is me.
You're gonna make something up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just getting the character.
Which,
here.
by the way, it's not.
How good
so
is the
now that's a
resolution?
conflict right there.
How good's the resolution on this camera?
It's the best.
Okay, cool.
It's the best.
Okay, so my premise is the podcast was bad, and I thought
It was
gonna be
bad, and you sucked.
So I'm gonna be in my car. I'm gonna leave here. I'm gonna get in my car, and I'm gonna call my mom.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be driving, and I would just say like, "Hey, I'm leaving Dino's podcast," and
Hey, honey, how was it?
I don't need you.
Oh, okay.
If you could just shushy for this part, that'd be great. So,
Multiple callbacks on this podcast, and I love it.
So I went into Dino's house. You know Dino. I mean, I love him. He's so cool. And the podcast just never really went where I thought it was going to go. He had like a bunch of cats upstairs and they all...
Why I'm coughing because the
He
cat
was coughing. I was telling stories the whole time and he just kept coughing and coughing and coughing. And I was like, Dino, why?
Oh my God! there they
Why are you coughing?
my
And
God.
he
Close.
told me, he said, I haven't seen talent this shitty
Oh my god.
since I was in Chicago at the Funny Fur.
There it goes.
I
There's
was
the drip.
like, I was like,
Wow.
do you mean that?
Wow!
And he said, yes.
Oh,
All right.
wow! Take a bow.
Thank you.
That is not
I'm
easy.
coughing.
That's
It's
that's
sick-
actually a rare
it's-
skill.
That's great. That's great. And I am coughing because there's 7 cats in this house.
We don't
right
have to
now.
tell the backside of it, but yeah. So I
That's
can't cry.
awesome. That's awesome. That's great. Okay, well, we're gonna make a personal note from a filmmaking perspective that
You need
Write
a
a
crier.
cry scene.
No, that Henry Allen can act.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
he can
that
cry.
about it.
Yeah, I can cry. Didn't really sell the phone call
All
thing
right.
with your mom.
We're getting close to the end here. I have
so I do have
one
to
more
pee.
question, and if you can answer it quickly, I want to get to the test.
Yes. You told me there was a
I have
test.
2 quick questions too at some point.
All right. Well, answer. Go. You go first. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I remember we had maybe like Jason Banks or some of these early comedians on. And,
Don't ever say his name around me.
Basin Jenks. But they, there weren't any clips on YouTube. There weren't, social media. There weren't any jokes, because I essentially learned they don't want to burn their material, right? So lately on social media, when I see people stand-up comedians on social media, it's their crowd work. So I just was trying to say, maybe put 2 and 2 together. Do you think that's why crowd work is becoming more popular, or it just seems like it's becoming more popular because you can burn it on social media because it's not your set.
material.
Yeah, it is a good way to not burn material, but I think it's 2 things can be true at once. It's easy to not burn material, and people also enjoy it more. So there is a section of people that want material, but there is a wider selection of people that are like, I want to go with my buddy, sit him in the front row. They're going to make fun of his shoulders.
Sure, right. Fucking shoulders are always big.
Next question.
Next question. And this is for both of you.
Okay.
You know,
Is it a speed thing? Like whoever gets there first, or
whoever answers the best.
okay,
I
it's
love
a debate
more.
style.
I would always let my guests go first.
You guys have been doing this for a while. Do you still study? Like, do you pop on an old Eddie Murphy or what? That's a terrible example, but something like, do you guys like think, oh, I got this, and you just are set in your not in a negative way, but
Let me stop you right there. I
your
know what you're saying.
routine,
Yeah.
or do you go, oh, I wonder how did he write that joke, and you could deconstruct it.
Not so much that where you're going through,
deconstruct.
not a deconstructive take something from somebody.
Well, not steal it, but
Yeah, but like
study how to
admire,
write a
sure,
joke.
admire. Or what I've been noticing is I will go back and watch things that I thought were really good at the time, or that like inspired me to do something to kind of get back to that
Interesting.
place of being like, I want to see this and remember. Because if you would have told 17-year-old Henry where I am now at 32, he would have been like, are you fucking kidding me? And then me at 32, I'm like, you got to do more shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, the finish line is always
Day of
moving.
my life, yeah.
Yes.
There's more inspiration than anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I look at old. I'm more the admiration. I'll watch it and see how George Carlin 20 years ago was forecasting what's going on right now
To a T.
to a T, and it's just like and I get blown away by that. So deconstruct it, no. Admire it, absolutely. I got one more question for you, real quick,
Lay it on me, boss.
and then we'll do the test, and we'll close it out with the test.
Great.
All right. How do you get along with other comics?
Good. There are.
Are there some comics that you don't get along with and avoid? It's kind of a combo question.
Not really. There's not like people that I would avoid.
Do you still consider it to be a community?
100%.
Yeah.
Some of my friends that are more in the Columbus comedy scene, as far as like going to open mics every night, I don't necessarily do that as much. So there is a lot of like Columbus comedy drama that like.
Always has been.
Oh my gosh, like-
that's never changed.
Oh my- I
There's
have-
always drama.
Where you work.
I have
Somebody, I can't believe that fucker got that gig.
Sure.
And so forth and so on.
And I never ever look at stuff. I make a very important like decision to myself to you don't ever compare yourself to somebody like that. Because I started stand up with Matt Rife. Matt Rife, if you don't
Talk
know,
about crowd work.
yes,
That guy
He
does
just
awesome.
broke the world record
For
of
sure.
the most people ever to come.
to a nationwide arena. So
Period.
yeah.
Come.
So he and I started at almost the exact same time at the Columbus Funny Bone.
That's interesting.
Yes. So I've seen his like rise to breaking the record at Nationwide for the most tickets ever sold from like literally the very first step. And I've never once like been jealous or envious of him. Like it'd be nice to have like that level, but I've also seen I don't take hate very well. And like
What do you mean by that?
like if I do a show and there are 400 people there and 399 of them thought it was the funniest thing ever and they're in line to talk to me to tell me how funny I was, and one person is like, I didn't like that, you were mean, that was stupid, your voice is dumb, I'm going to focus on that person almost specifically.
Really?
100%.
Really?
And I've gotten better at it.
I hope so.
Yeah, because it's a long road ahead. If not, I did a show for this like TikTok person one time, crazy like packed show at the Funny Bone. I did very well. Did like 20 minutes before him. When I got off stage, I had 60 new Instagram followers. And if I would do a weekend and have like 5, I would be like, oh shit, I'm big time. You know what I'm
60.
saying? The second I walked off, I like looked at my phone. So I'm like ecstatic about the whole show. I'm calling my sisters and my mom on the way home, whatever. I look on my phone. I see a comment from an old poster that I had posted. One girl,
One comment.
yes. And she said, just saw him tonight. He couldn't make a single joke without degrading women. And I was like, what? And I looked back at my act. And so I'm the youngest of 7. I have 6 older sisters.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
No brothers, all sisters. I do a lot of material about my sisters. I do jokes about my mom.
Yeah.
I do jokes about things that have happened in my life.
Right, what you know.
And yes, they just happen to all be things about women, I guess. You know, it was like stuff with my sister did this and it was stupid, or my sister said this and it was funny, or my mom was drinking and that was or whatever. But I was so focused on that one comment. And I have people in my life that are like, that's stupid, don't do that. But it's still
Don't
hard.
do it.
So I'm not jealous or envious of Matt Rife at that level.
No.
Like, it'd be great to have all that money and stuff and sell tickets at Nationwide. But like, he's been canceled like 3 times or 4 times.
And it keeps coming back.
There's the contingency of people who don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
You know, there's Morgan Wallen sold out 2 shows in Cleveland. There's just as many people who think he's
Sometimes being
XYZ.
canceled in the broad media, in the broad one. Oh, it's awful. But when you start to
Narrow
funnel
it down.
down,
Crowd, your niche.
the people that
your audience.
Yeah.
knows you, so it's
they're gonna be there for you.
So I never get jealous or compare myself to anybody because I just know there's no winning in that.
That's
right?
smart.
There's absolutely no winning.
Good for you.
So I've never really gotten into like the Columbus comedy drama. One of my friends, Lucas, he would always call me and be like, you know, did you see what's on the Facebook page? I don't even have Facebook.
I'm not even on Facebook.
Yes. So anytime one of my friends calls me now and starts the phone call with, did you see on the Columbus Comics Facebook page? I just will hang up. I'm like, I don't want anyone here. So, but when I see people, I'm nice to everyone. I know there are comics that are open micers that I think are funny that I'm just like, a lot of comics that I'll hang out with, not a lot, but some are very like jaded and cynical and mad.
Early,
No,
just
now,
starting?
currently. Yeah. Like some
Early
of my,
ones that are starting.
or I've been in like 5 years, 6 years.
What do you consider to be early?
Like 2.
2?
Yeah. 6
And
months,
at
2
5
years.
years, should you be jaded and cynical already?
You should never be jaded and cynical ever.
Never.
Unless maybe you hit 40 years. If you hit 40, I think you're like, yeah, you're allowed to be a little jaded.
I am not
quite
jaded,
there.
I'm
Not
not
quite there.
jaded
Not
or,
quite
or
yet.
cynical.
Not at
I
40
consider myself blessed with everything I've had through stand-up, radio, so forth and so on. The only person that's fucked things up for me is me.
Same.
So, you know, I don't blame anybody, any situation, anything. Well, maybe the radio. They were wrong. But that's
Maybe your mom too, a little bit.
maybe my
maybe-
mom a little bit for not, waiting for me to get a national TV spot
Yeah.
before she actually signed off on it. But
And after
I
that
digress.
Walmart ad, I think you're gonna get it probably.
I'm gonna get the job.
So you want to do this test or what?
Yes, I
got to
do.
piss.
I do have to piss, but I can hold it.
I do.
Am I still in
do.
frame here?
I've only done this a couple of times.
Oh shit.
This is a word association test.
Okay.
Okay, you know how word association tests work.
Talk to me like I don't know anything.
Okay, you know how they work. I give you a word, or in this case, a name, and I've only done this thus far with a guest who has been brilliant, thoughtful, sensitive, and could answer coherently. And now you.
Was it Hoik?
It was Hoik.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a little tongue-tied.
No,
I'm gonna be a
no.
little
You don't have
rushed.
to be because there are no wrong answers.
Okay. You're gonna say a name.
That's the name of the game.
This is a word association. This is a word association.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the name of a stand-up comedian, and you tell me the first thought that pops in your head about that particular person.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yep. One word, or it can be sentence.
It could be a sentence, one word, whatever you care. Whatever you care to be. Ready?
Yes.
Bill Burr,
Ranty, ginger, funny.
Rodney Dangerfield,
Old school, funny. My dad liked him.
Andy Kaufman,
Pretty weird and kind of strange. Didn't super get it, but different.
Carrot Top,
Vegas. Muscles in Vegas.
Yeah, he's strong now. It's weird.
Well, he got strong. Yeah, I worked with him in Florida, and when he wasn't strong, but he was still.
His act was strong.
His act was strong.
Shoulders were weak.
Strong.
Not a lot of people know this. He actually got really big and muscular from carrying all his props from show
props
to show.
around.
Yeah. It's a little
Double bagging it.
Yep. Fun fact.
Bill Cosby,
I could talk about Bill Cosby a long time, but he is a bad guy, obviously.
First thoughts.
My grandpa liked him and compared me to him a lot.
Okay.
Interesting.
Louis C.K.
Funny.
Lenny Bruce.
Old school, not super funny, but trailblazer.
Wow. Not super funny.
Not super funny because I tried to listen to some of his stuff before, and the rhythm and the words that he chose, I just couldn't relate to at all.
He's more thought provoking than anything else, I think.
You don't think he was a groundbreaker?
Oh, I said trailblazer, groundbreaker.
Trailblazer.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Because my notes that I have in another notebook, I have notes for Lenny Bruce, the musical.
I bet that would be great. I think him as a person, very cool.
Lenny Bruce the musical?
Oh, Lenny Bruce.
We'll get
the
into
musical.
it on the porch.
No. I'll tell you right now. Lenny Bruce, the musical. I already have the first song written out. Oh shit! I said fuck. Is when he gets busted for obscenity.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh shit. Well, you could just work it
You
out.
can
You just
work-
gotta
you
workshop
can
it
work
here
on
a
it.
bit.
Do the cops just
And then,
start
then,
breaking
then,
into
then it goes.
dance?
It opens up when he gets busted for obscenity. Then it goes back to his career and then forward, full of lively musical numbers. But
What-
the first number is oh shit! I said fuck.
What genre?
Huh?
What genre of music?
Broadway
What
musical.
Broadway musical?
Okay, but like, there's no specific. Like Hamilton was hip hop.
Annie.
There's no
Oh
like.
no! These are just fucking songs.
Okay,
No.
I love that. If you want to write a musical together, I would love to.
Andrew Lloyd Webber
Yeah,
type
right.
stuff, right?
No, not Phantom of the Opera, not fucking Cats, not Hamilton, not rap, just fucking catchy fucking songs.
West Side Story is what I'm hearing.
Okay, but
Yeah,
Lenny Bruce,
raw.
the musical. All right, George Carlin,
Smart, creative, ahead of his time.
Robin Williams,
A lot dirtier than people would think.
Richard Pryor,
Arguably the best ever.
Whoa.
Dave Chappelle.
Overrated.
Wow.
Damn.
Bob Newhart.
Pass.
The innkeeper? What are you talking about?
Eddie Murphy.
Very, very good. And not even stand up, like a one man show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Acting and kind of doing jokes, but more theater.
I agree with that.
Big time.
Now, then, always.
Yeah. I haven't really seen him recently, but yeah, the stuff I've seen
You
of
think
Eddie.
Eddie Murphy could go
doing
back and do
Shrek
stand up
5.
because
What- I mean-
in an episode of Coffee with comedians, Jerry Seinfeld.
Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Yeah, that one. He had Eddie Murphy on, and like,
I love that episode. That was a great episode.
do you think Eddie Murphy should go back on stage and do stand up?
I
do you think he would?
I don't think he will. I think he might, and I think he could do it for sure. But like, he is so much more than a stand-up comedian.
He's like Steve Martin. When Steve Martin went away
Yes,
from stand-up.
but he's even like deeper than that. Like, to just say you're a stand-up comedian is like majorly downplaying what Eddie Murphy is capable of doing.
No, that was my next comic, Steve
sorry.
Martin. No, it's a spontaneous conversation. Steve Martin.
Very smart.
Oh, fucking so
Analytical,
smart.
maybe is the word. But
So smart. To fuck all the goofy shit that he did. I actually saw him in college when I flunked my chemistry final. And I had tickets to see Steve Martin at Rashawn Auditorium when he was back in the Wild and Crazy Guys.
Was he opening for somebody? Or he
No,
was
it
opening
was
for
Steve
bands
Martin.
at that time.
It was
right?
Steve
Okay.
Martin. It was Steve Martin.
He had the arrow through the head.
Had the arrow through the head and told
The white
everybody to
suit,
go to White
everything?
Castle afterwards. And
Nice.
oh, it was great. It was great. It was the greatest gift ever. But the fact that guy, writes plays, screenplays, it just
Musician.
Television.
I want to watch
Musician,
that
it's just-
master class that Stacy watched. He does one of the master
he's
classes.
so brilliant.
side note about Steve Martin, he has a book, several books, but one of them, he says when you start doing stand-up, like go on stage.
Did you read Standing Up by Steve Martin?
Not all of it.
The autobiography, the biography, yeah.
Not all of it, but I know parts of it.
Yeah,
that-
it's great.
Yes,
It's great. Read it.
the way he can conduct a stand-up show is insane, like to the science. But he said when you go up to start your set, to riff or improvise as long as you can. And it doesn't matter if that's 20 seconds or you keep going, because if you only have 20 seconds, then you go into your material and that's fine. But sometimes you catch things and then you'll keep going and going. You'll be crushing and doing great. And then you'll get the light. You've done 10 minutes and now your set's over. And as you leave, everyone's like, oh my gosh, that guy just made all of that up right then.
Yeah.
So we call it doing a Steve Martin. You just go up and just like go for as long as you can.
What do you call doing a Bill Cosby? Don't answer that question.
Yeah. I guess sitting down. If anybody sits down, I'm like, oh, he's doing a Bill Cosby.
Two more names, and then we're wrapped up. Jerry Seinfeld.
So it takes the fun out of it.
Really?
Jerry Seinfeld.
I'm gonna have to explain that answer.
He's not
a
a
little
fun
bit.
guy, is he?
I mean, it's just too by the book. And I get it. He's very famous and has this show and he's funny and I totally get all of it. But like, I think there's a lot of fun and like hanging out and just being whimsical and in the moment. He's taken all of that out. It's all rehearsed and word by word. And if somebody says something, get out.
Oh my God. I've told this story on the podcast many times, but I'm going to tell you right now. When I opened for Jerry Seinfeld,
Yeah.
he watched my set
Nice.
and said, "That was a good set. I love the motorcycle bit. That's going to be your, I think it's going to be your first TV bit." And I went, wow, because it worked tonight, but didn't work 2 nights ago before you got here. And he goes, you changed something. You changed a word. You changed a rhythm.
And he's
you
right.
changed the beat. But when you talk about the methodical, so forth and so on, but he was all about the
Process.
science,
Yeah.
if you will,
Yeah.
about stand-up comedy at that particular point.
And he nailed it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he has a show, we just talked about comedians in cars getting coffee, where he has, I don't know the actual number, but I'd say probably $1 zillion in cars and just like hangs out with his friends and gets coffee and just like from doing stand-up comedy.
It's not a bad life.
Some would say it's one of the better ones.
One last comic, Henry Allen.
Do you know the guy, right?
I do. Hopeful. He's hopeful. And he'll figure it out, I think.
I think he will.
I have high hopes for him.
I have high hopes for him, and you should have high hopes when you see him headlining at the Columbus Comedy Festival.
What a segue.
Yep.
Right, that September 6th
Yep. At 6 p.m.
at 6 p.m.
at the Upfront
up front
performance
stage. Yep.
He's
Hansberg's writing me notes that I forgot about earlier. Oh yeah, he wants me to do the business, the actual business of whiskey business. Cool. Go ahead, do it.
It's the podcast not so much about whiskey as it is one.
You're gonna have to actually remember it.
It's the podcast not so much about what the hell is
It's
it
a
about?
podcast not so much about whiskey
as it is one with whiskey.
Christ, it's only been 8 years.
Probably from the top, though, because you did muffle a little bit.
Sorry.
I'm
It's
really
it's the
good
uncut,
editor.
it's the uncut, unfiltered watershed. that's
We're
doing it.
on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I think.
No, we're not. No, we're not. I beg you to put us on TikTok.
Thank you to Evergreen, our podcasting family. Thank you for
Evergreen
hosting us.
Networking up in Cleveland.
mothership.
The mothership, yeah.
You know what? And we're on YouTube, and this is great.
And if you
because
can
it's
figure out the algorithm to get us to go
unedited
viral, then by all means,
YouTube
send me a
video.
message.
Yeah.
Whiskey Business with Tripodis.
What's the
Smash that
What's the
button.
website?
Whiskeybusinesspod.com.
There you go.
That's right.
That was a test.
All the socials and all the podcasts do the thumbs up.
What's the 3-day forecast, by the way?
Well, we're looking at more heat. It's hot out there.
September 4th through the 7th, the Columbus Comedy Festival in its sophomore year. Here's hoping that it's better and bigger than last year and continues to grow and actually become a thing that people actually want to be a part of rather than just be invited. Actually, like, man, I hope I get into the Columbus Comedy Festival. That would be awesome.
We could be like the Montreal.
That could happen. That could happen. And once again, Henry Allen, say it again, just for repetitive.
Oh, when I'm going to be at the festival?
Yeah.
September 4th, I have a show. September 6th, headlining 6 o'clock. September 6th at 10 p.m. Mad Lab. All of my dates are on my link tree in my Instagram, which is the Henry Allen. And
Do I follow you on Instagram? I don't think I do.
You probably should. I think you do. But it's the Ohio State. Sometimes I say it and people will be like, "Oh, you say the Henry Allen." I'm like, "No, it's the Henry Allen." Like, "You say D Henry Allen." I'm like, "No, it's." I'm like, "It's the Henry Allen." Like, "You say B Henry." I'm like, "Don't even follow me."
It's the.
The word "the."
Yeah.
Yeah, just say the.
I've tried that before.
And then they go, oh, you mean like Ohio State?
Oh, these good.
You are followed by 31 others.
I'm already following you. Yeah,
Nice. But yeah, please come
Nikki
see me.
Wink,
Henry
Travis
from the block,
Irvine,
auctioneer.
all the cool kids.
Travis, we love Travis.
Travis
Love
is great.
Travis. Travis been on.
Danny's
Nikki's been on the
Swartz
show.
out
You've been
there.
on the show.
Dan's great too.
I
But
don't want to
thanks for
say that
having
all
me.
my favorites have been on the show because that would exclude a lot of people that haven't been on the show
Handsome
yet.
fella.
Thanks, man. But I love coming here, guys. You guys are cool.
Thanks, man.
No, I'm glad I ran into the BP. This is
Same.
great. This was
me. Same shirt.
serendipity.
Same shirt. What
Supposed
brand
to-
is that shirt?
It's called Kith, Kith.
Is it really? It fits nice.
Thank you.
KITH.
And I knew we would go longer tonight. I tried to keep it an hour
That's
and
all right.
five.
How
I
long
use
do we
AI,
do?
by the way.
Huh?
I use AI for editing, so I don't give a fuck.
How long did we do?
We're like in an hour and 20.
All right, cool. Can I use your bathroom?
No,
I got to pee so bad.
I don't care.
Dude, it's over.
Is there like a litter box or something I can do?
There are
upstairs.
there are litter
7 fucking
boxes
cats in this fucking
galore.
house.
Yeah, you can use my bathroom. And can you hang out for a little bit? We're gonna go back on the porch and
For sure. I'm
just
going to talk. What time is it, do you know?
It is.
8:40.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I got a little bit of time.
It's early.
Where is the bathroom?
No, that's
Got to find it?
that's a
Can you wait till the
discovery all
show's
you know.
over?
Bye.
Jeez.
Dude, he is like he's
Henry
like
Allen,
about to
it's,
erupt.
Wait, number one or number two?
Go
Okay,
down,
all right.
keep going to your right, and then hang a left when you see the side door. There's a half bath there.
It's the first time the close has ever had that. By the way.
That's ever left the podcast to
Never.
go pee. He must really have to
I
pee.
wanted to do that.
Dude, he
several
said
times
like
in my
30
life.
minutes ago he had to take a piss.
Well, then I say to this to Henry Allen, mind your prostate as you get older before it's all said and
Oh,
done.
God.
Yeah.
I just really like hearing you talk with young comedians about just the process. It's really fun.
You know, I still learn stuff.
Yeah.
Because what they tell me about what's going on now is is stuff. But yeah, it's great. We're gonna wrap it up though. Greg Hansberry, John Whitney over on John Whitney on that side. You get his- and Chip Cosell never made it.
He said he couldn't. He may not be able.
He said he would try.
working. He's
He
working
would
on
try.
it. Yeah, it's
Johnny,
all good.
safe travels. I know you're going out west.
Going
Drive
out
your-
west and traveling back east.
So we're going to be off for a couple of weeks till you get back, and then we'll try to find something special for you as far as a guest when we come back. So you're excited about doing the podcast again.
And then it'll be Halloween.
No shit.
Well, you gotta figure out the Halloween show where you said Studio 35.
I'm ready. I'm a big fan of Eric. Our last podcast.
Eric's on as the podcast as we speak. That's currently airing. Getting Pickled, promoting Mr. Pickles'
cool
lemonade.
guy.
Yeah, it was
very
cool.
admirable. You know, he's just the guy who was like, I know I'm not really a film nerd. I just wanted to
He
do
just-
this
he
cool
just-
film.
he
You know
just-
what? This theater.
He's just a guy that just keeps stumbling
Yeah.
into success with the ideas that he comes up with, which I think is fucking great.
And
I figured it out.
I'll figure it out as I go.
His wife. It sounds like his wife is really.
Rita's
like,
awesome.
on top
Rita's
of it.
awesome.
She's on top of it.
I just saw the
hiring you as my
billboard for
manager.
Down to the Feld on 71 and Weber promoting.
Oh, right there, yeah.
Yeah,
At
71
the
and
railroad
Weber.
tracks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Promoting September 4th, the 11th, Down to the Feld.
By the
All
way,
right.
the Halloween show
Yes,
should
sir.
be at Studio 35 upstairs in that theater.
Okay.
That'd be nice.
No lights. I'm texting
Sorry.
Henry Allen in the bathroom right now.
Continue with your clothes, Dino. Sorry.
I'm just texting Henry, seeing if we found the bathroom okay.
All right. All this other stuff, Hansberry might cut it out of the audio, but John Whitney's not going to cut it out of the video
I'm too
because
lazy.
he's lazy.
Damn right.
So until the next bottle, see ya.